Hey everyone, PKBAG here, and today we've got our first paddle review for you. It's the Hudef Viva Pro Gen 3, and it's my first review. I'm excited to do this for you. I've played with the paddle for the past 3 weeks. I've got a lot of good stuff to share, so let's get started. Spec wise, it is a DuPont Kevlar carbon fiber blend. It's an elongated shape. It's identical to the Hudef Viva Pro Gen 2. It is thermoformed with unibody construction, so it's very well built. Key features: it's a power paddle. It hits like the Gen 2. Got a little bit of a lighter swing weight, so it feels better in the hand than the Gen 2, and it just looks amazing overall. I do have that QR code in the past slide for the full specs if you want, but let's take a look and see what this paddle looks like. The unboxing was fun, didn't know what to expect. We've got a white edge guard and a white grip. Gives the paddle a very sporty look. I think the grip is premium quality. The white, though, tends to discolor a little bit. Here you can see the detail in the weave, the blue and green colors. It is coated with an epoxy peel ply for texture, which is commonly used with many carbon fiber paddles. Peel ply is slightly translucent, provides a visual depth, unlike other paddles, which, those other paddles tend to look a little dull and matte and a little bit like flat. Other Kevlar paddles on the market use the colors red, like combinations with red and black, all black or black with navy. Red's the most common seen in the Ruby and the Proline Energy S. Those were the first Kevlar paddles on the market. The paddle performed very well for me over the past 2 to 3 weeks. My shots have been consistent, and there's been no change in the performance of the paddle yet. It should change very little compared to the new honeycomb foam hybrid core paddles, which are already having some quality control issues. Now, the generic term for the foam hybrid core paddles they're using right now is called Gen 3. Keep that in mind because it's a generic term to describe paddles that use different types of materials in their thermoforming process. This is the Gen 3. That's the name of the paddle. So they have the Viva Pro and they have the Gen 2, and this one is the Gen 3, so it's actually the part of the name. Face of the paddles remained in great shape. I haven't cleaned it other than just rubbing my hand over the surface. And when judging the spin performance, I'm going to stop real quick and provide my overall take about spin and the paddle market. Spin stats have continued to climb, and I think we can all agree that there's very few paddles with poor spin on day one. So my suggestion for reviewers going forward is to talk about spin only like a little bit during the paddle release. Just say good or great. Ideally, they would measure spin but provide an update 1 or 3 months after the first use. So, for instance, which paddles have the best spin after 3 or 4 months, assuming normal use, right? So if you're a player that doesn't use a lot of spin, that's great, but I think the initial spin measurement is not as relevant as it used to be because most new paddles perform very well in this category up front. You can see here I've got some B-roll, hitting some serves right now. It seems to hit very well. I enjoy using it. And I think I'll continue to use it. One thing I was trying to do is equivalent it to something with a blue and green color combination, and the first thing I thought of was like a formal gown, because it just has an amazing look to it. This paddle looks so nice, and all the other paddles that are black would be like the same as like what they call little black dress. Very utilitarian, very useful, gets the job done. But the navy blue gown here, as you see, it just looks absolutely stunning. That's kind of where we're going with this paddle. I found some other examples though, so I think maybe that a sport coat with the navy and green, a little bit of white, also gives it, a very, analogous component to it. It's a sharp looking jacket, and I think this paddle kind of has that feel to it. But because it's a power paddle, I wanted to go one more step. I wanted to go a little bit further with the metaphor. Why not, right? And I wanted to throw in John Cena. So if you don't know John Cena, he's a very strong dude. He's a professional wrestler out there in the professional wrestling world. He's got big muscles, super strong, and I think that this paddle sort of shows up, and of course with him and his navy and green suit, kind of flows in line with the graphics and the weave pattern on the Gen 3. And who doesn't like John Cena, right? So keep that in mind. I am a Hudef affiliate, so I have a discount code. It's Andrew15. If you want to use that at checkout, save 15%. After discount, I think this paddle runs about $145. There's going to be free shipping for you, and you get a paddle case included, and it comes in a nice box. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions, feel free to leave some comments. I'm going to leave some more information in the description. I appreciate a like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I've got a lot of other neat pickleball paddle related stuff, some demos and whatnot. And I'll let you go with that. I appreciate your time. And next time you play, tell somebody they made a nice shot.